What does a law student and a recovering alcoholic have in common? They both have to pass the bar. Thank you, student loan, for helping me through college. I don't think I can ever repay you. Why did Gandalf get fired from Hogwarts? No matter how hard they studied, he kept telling all the students, "You shall not pass." Did you hear about the math student that was afraid of negative numbers? He'll stop at nothing to avoid them. One of my students asked, "Mr. China, is that your real last name?" I replied, "No, it's actually my maiden name." How did the college student cross the ocean? On a scholarship. Why did the student get upset when their teacher called them average? It was a mean thing to say. The school told us we'd be hosting a Scandinavian exchange student, Matthew. I asked what he was like, and they said he's nice, unassuming, and not too flashy. I said, "Mad finish." I called the bank to pay my student loan, but turns out some kind lady lit my contract on fire and said I didn't know anything anymore. Thanks, Bernadette. I invented a device that translates exams into Braille for blind students. It raises a lot of questions. My wife said my driving made her scribble all over her students' paper. I told her not to grade on a curve. What do you call students in an optometry class? Pupils. Why did the Cyclops have to shut down his school? He only had one pupil. Did you hear about the cross-eyed teacher? He couldn't control his pupils. The teachers wouldn't let any kids outside during the eclipse. They had to protect their pupils. We'll return with more laughs following this short break. The largest primary school in America is being called the John Lennon Primary School. Imagine all the pupils. Every day, my teacher starts her class by reading a joke from our /dad jokes, but today she is absent. So today, a subreddit. When I was a kid, my parents would always say, "Excuse my French," after a swear word. I'll never forget that first day at school when the teacher asked, "Did we know any French?" The teacher asked little Jimmy, "If I give you 4 cats today and 2 more tomorrow, how many cats will you have?" Little Jimmy said, 7. The teacher said, "No, Jimmy, 4 plus 2 equals 6. Why did you say 7? Little Jimmy said, "Because I already have a cat." Highly educated people are hotter because they have more degrees. If smoking weed gets you high, reading books gets you educated. Then smoking weed and reading the same time is higher education. Why did the girl do her homework on a plane? To get a higher education. I really messed up my education. For example, I never read Macbeth. It's a tragedy. Do I think education is getting too expensive? To a degree, yes. What piece of lab equipment has the most education? A graduated cylinder. My kid says he's not interested in school, so he tried joining the Board of Education. Why aren't more people making educational board games? It's a trivial pursuit. Why are fish the most educated animal? Because they hang out in schools. Why did they build the university on a mountain? It was a place of higher education. Massage schools use a very simple educational philosophy. It's called hands-on learning. I was homeschooled my whole life, but still ended up being very educated. I even graduated at the top of my class. I'm Montgomery Jones. We're on a mission to spread the laughs and groans far and wide, so please do us a favor and share just one of these jokes with your family and friends today. Thanks. Looking for the gift for Dad? We have the official Daily Dad Jokes Podcast electronic joke button now available on Amazon. A massive 500 preloaded dad jokes guaranteed to make you laugh and groan. Check the show notes page for the link. The Daily Dad Jokes Podcast is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for social media links and joke credits. This show was recorded in front of a canned studio audience.